Good morning, Monday morning. Heading now to Petach Tikva to Intelligo HQ, followed by a lunch meeting with a woman who came to one of my talks and will be discussing her new venture, Adi Zamir. After that, heading to TLV Partners, a hot VC in Israel, meeting one of the partners, Shahar Tzafrir, one of them, probably the most rescheduled meeting in history. After that, heading to the David Intercontinental to meet Esther Lowy, who I connected with on LinkedIn. That's going to be an interesting meeting. Then, heading to Urban Place to talk to the CEO there, followed by a talk I'm giving about my story and how I made Aliyah, how I moved to Israel and broke into tech. So I'm leaving my house now, but I will not be back till late tonight. It's going to be back-to-back, crazy day. Super pumped. Let's do this. Made it to Petach Tikva, to Intelligo, heading in there now. But first of all, look how beautiful today is. Look at the skies, look how clear they are, it's amazing. Also, yesterday, Facebook notified me that 1 year ago, yesterday, was episode 001 of the vlog. So this thing's been going on for an entire year. I think I'm up to episode 182 or 3 or something. Not bad for consistency, pretty happy about it. The goal here was to give people a window into Israeli tech, which I hope I'm doing, but it is important to me that I get some constructive criticism. I'm getting some amazing feedback from people. People love it. That's awesome. But how can I be better? Please do let me know in the comments on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, wherever. Let me know. How can I make this vlog more valuable to you? All right, now check out Petach Tikva. Leaving Intelligo now, running late to my next meeting at GEMS Beer Factory, where I'm meeting Adi Zamir. Love GEMS. Met Adi at a talk I did a couple of weeks ago. Looking forward to meeting her. And then running to Tel Aviv to meet TLV Partners. What a crazy day. GEMS Beer Factory, one of the coolest places in Israel. They make their own beer here, but the food is outrageous.
We love you, Petach Tikva!
The owner of GEMS and a complete nutface. Gotta love Jeremy.
New bag.
So, you might recall a few weeks ago, I was giving a talk at the 8200 Social Accelerator. Very good energy in the room, I must add. Very good energy in the room. And you were there. Best energy in the whole room. Now everyone else is gonna be offended. Thank you. Okay. And we said, what I was saying there resonated with you? Is that a fair statement? That what I was saying, my whole business philosophy of, doing well by doing good, or do good and you'll do well kind of thing. Topic for another time. Resonated, you reached out, we connected, like let's meet. Took a couple of months till we met, or probably a month and a half, 2 months, something like that. But first of all, most important question I have for you of the day. How was the food?
It was great. Meat is always great.
That's true. Although this, there's meat. I mean, GEMS is great, but it's not meat. I mean, I guess it is. The sloppy joes are kind of meat. Anyway,
yeah,
all right.
It's good enough for
but
today.
it doesn't replace a steak, though. I'm just saying. Next meeting is over steak.
Next meeting.
Okay. So, all right. Let's start from the beginning. Who are you? What's your name?
Adi Zamir, and I'm the founder and CEO of Pink of View.
Pink of View, by the way, I wanted to ask you that. What pinkofview.com? Pinkofview.com. What is that name? What does that even mean?
Pink because everybody knows that breast cancer is pink symbolized. Okay.
Right.
And it's like I think about the words like think of you. Think about yourself as a woman, because we think about the children, about their health, but we should think about ours too.
Okay, so I want to give a little background here because, I always say context is very important, right? Context is important when you're making introductions, make sure both sides have the right context. Context about people is also very important. Before we talk about your current venture, give me and I'm putting a timer on, 30 seconds, because you have, I was sitting there listening to the things that you've done in your life and how have you accomplished so much? But real quick, let's start with the end. VP of a massive is it fair to say Ness is a multi-billion-dollar business? This is a massive company.
Yeah, it was. Now
so you were VP there. What VP what? What was your role at Ness?
It was business division of training and QA.
Okay. Before that, just give me a really quick overview of the things that you've done.
I was a teacher for 2 years, a science teacher, and then I felt that my passion is about technology, so I moved to a consultancy group, and then 11 years in Ness Technologies, where I was a VP.
11 years?
Yeah, 11 years. It was a great time. We worked with the top systems of intelligence and homeland security in Israel and worldwide. Okay. And that was the point that I felt that I should take all my experience and knowledge to do something good.
for the world.
Something good to the world,
Yes.
yeah. This is the social impact issue.
Right.
And it was 5 years ago. I joined a startup in the medical field, and I was there for almost 3 years, and then I had the idea of Think of You.
Okay, so I think if I were to characterize your entire career in one phrase, I would say it's stepping out of your comfort zone. You didn't, in almost every role that you did, correct me if I'm wrong, you didn't have the qualifications on paper, but you grew into the role and you kicked butt.
Right.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. So what did you say in terms of Think of You, your current venture? You said, wait a second, breast cancer. There's, like you said, there's a pie. I'm going to try to explain it, see if I understood it correctly. There's a pie of the women, or by the way, the men also. Men also get breast cancer.
Yeah, but it's a low percentage.
Okay, so
Very
the
low.
women, let's say, they get breast cancer, there's the pie. 15% of it are, those women get it and it's genetic. They have it in their family.
5% are genetic, like Angelina
5%?
Jolie, and 10% have family history background.
Okay.
It means that probably there is a genetic factor, but they don't know, the science didn't reach out what is the genetic factor.
Okay, and the rest of the 85% is one big question mark.
Yeah, that's right. We said that they are under the unknown factors, but it's not really unknown because there's a long list of factors that cause this breast cancer.
Right.
But you have to know what is the combination between all these factors,
Right.
and then you will be able to predict because everybody knows someone that had breast cancer. It can be the neighbor next door, mother from school, someone from work, and
Right.
it just happens.
Right.
So you have to understand what was on the way of this woman, because if you don't know that you are under this risk, you don't know how to manage it.
So is it fair to say, and you didn't say this to me, so I might be completely wrong, but this was my impression of the things that you told me about this company. You're actually a big data company.
Big data with AI medical company. Yeah.
Because you're taking all this data about women, you're saying, what is the common thread here? There has to be some sort of common thread. It's not going to be an absolute answer. All women who've done this are going to get, obviously not. But if you can look at whatever amount of women and say, look, they all have this in common, they all have that in common, you can begin to get rid of that question mark.
Right. You create classification based on retrospective data of women that were already diagnosed, and then you compare a healthy woman profile to those classifications. And there are statistics that this is the complicated issue and our challenge to compare and say what is your risk, the predicted risk, and we want to know who is going to be the next case with breast cancer.
I have two things to say.
Yeah.
Number one, I don't even know if you realize that you answered me this, but when I asked you on a personal level, I said, how do you work in cancer? Cancer scares the crap out of me. I'm terrified of cancer. And you're dedicating your life to it. And I said, how do you do that? And your answer to me was, in other different words, you said to me, how could you not? How could you sit back and, we're all scared of it, but let's try to fix it, right? So that's number one, which leads me to my second point, and that is, whenever I talk, around the world about Israeli tech, the punchline of my talk, after I talk about the successful companies and all the money being deployed in Israel and the quality of the capital and all the exits and all the billion-dollar companies and all the Googles and Facebooks that are here and all that stuff, the punchline of my talk is always, what excites me most about Israeli tech is the impactful and the meaningful tech being built in Israel. Companies that are actually changing the world and making the world a better place. You fall into that category. And that's what's amazing.
Thank you.
No, you do. I mean, you're actually looking at breast cancer, you're saying this is a problem, let's try to fix it. Maybe we won't be successful, but let's at least try. How could you not try? And that's awesome. So let's do one call to action here.
It's a disruptive approach, okay? Because we're saying that it's not the only detection, but to define high-risk population.
Right.
This is the point that you can change.
Okay, so here's the call to action, because I have to run to my next meeting. Pinkofview.com is your website.
Right.
If you're a woman that thinks about this issue, or you don't think about it, you should think about it, go to her website.
Yeah, and fill the questionnaire.
Fill out the questionnaire, because every piece of data here is a piece of the puzzle that will help solve the puzzle. How's that for a pitch?
Right.
That was very marketing material.
Yeah.
That was great. Fist bump. Okay, no, but seriously, no joke. This isn't a joking matter. Really, if you're a woman, how long will it take to fill out the questionnaire?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. I cannot overemphasize the importance of this data for the success of what Adi is trying to build. So go to our website. It's on pinkofview.com.
Yeah.
Go there, fill out the questionnaire, and you never know, it might save a life.
It might.
That's a pretty good call
This
to
is
action.
our challenge, yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much. It was fantastic to meet. I really hope, you succeed in your mission, because it's an amazing mission. And if I can help with anything, of course, goes without saying, I'm happy to do that. And we'll stay in touch. This is our kickoff meeting.
Yeah, we just started. Yeah.
Awesome. And I'm glad. See that? People say to me, I'm telling you, this drives me crazy. People say to me, what do you mean you went to do a talk at 8200 Accelerator for free? Why don't you charge for your talks? We got to meet because of that. And now I'm meeting a woman who's actually trying to change the world. I would not have met you had I not done that talk. We had this conversation before. We very much agree on that matter, which is not everything is about short-term monetization. Sometimes you do things and it leads to unbelievable opportunities, but that's a topic for another time. We'll talk about that in our next interview.
And it's a way of life.
Awesome. All right, well, thanks again. I'm going to run to my next meeting. All right, cool.
Bye-bye.
Remember last week I told you don't see limousines very often in Israel? Check this out. Yes, please. Have I mentioned that I love Volvo Jeeps? I mean, it's pretty and electric. I don't know. I got a thing for Volvo Jeeps. Now off to TLV Partners to meet Shahar Tzafrir, partner, and this is a way overdue meeting. I'm here to meet Shahar Tzafrir, a managing partner, but then I get to see this good-looking guy. Who are you?
I'm Yonatan Mandelbaum, an associate at TLV Partners, but what's more important is that I live in Beit Shemesh, and we are some of the very few tech people that are actually coming to Tel Aviv every day.
It's true.
Living in Beit Shemesh. It's
Also,
fantastic.
Who's your dad?
My father is Joseph Mandelbaum, the one and only.
I was just going to say that. You took the words right out of my mouth. Who's
I watch
Joseph
your vlog too
Mandelbaum?
often.
It's true.
Who's Joseph Mandelbaum? He's my father.
Yes.
Father of 4.
All right.
Beautiful children.
Yes, if I do say so myself. Yeah.
What else do you want to know about him?
Well, he was the CEO of a hot publicly traded Israeli company till recently, and now he's working with some unbelievable teams. He's sort of a legend in the Israeli tech space.
He's a legend in my family as well.
Oh, look at that. What a quinky dink. Anyway, dude, so you're, what do you do here?
I'm an associate on the investment team, so doing due diligence, doing scouting, helping the portfolio companies. Yeah.
Where were you before?
I was at iAngels, fantastic firm as well.
I love that both TLV and iAngels are now going to be on the vlog.
Both going to be on the vlog. It's fantastic places to work, fantastic people to work for.
Sure, you're kicking butt, man. You're doing some good stuff. I'm watching from the side. I'm like pretty impressed. Very, very awesome. How's it work? You having a good time?
Yeah, loving it. Love the people, love the companies that we meet. We have some exciting things coming out in the next couple of months, so stay tuned.
You had some, one of your companies, or probably more than one, but one for sure was on the top 50 Kalkalist list just now, and Next Insurance.
True, number 3, Next Insurance, big company.
Insurance is like the hot thing now, huh?
Insurance is very hot, InsurTech is very hot, and
cool.
yeah, Next Insurance doing some really, really good stuff in small business insurance.
All right, I got one question for you.
Please do, ask it.
Why is there no sign outside the door that says TLV Partners? I was like, am I in the wrong place?
There is a sign outside the door. It's on the wall, though. Did you not see it?
I did not.
It's in big, bold letters.
Okay, because I missed that.
Oh, we'll show you afterwards. On the way outside, you
place?
can take a video.
All right, well, if someone wants to send you deals, how do they do that?
Yonatan at TLV.partners. Very simple. Send me anything. Happy to take a look at it. Happy to give advice, even though I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but happy to speak about it.
Yonatan.
Yonatan at TLV.partners.
Love it,
Feel
man.
free.
You're going to get some decks now, all right?
Looking forward.
Is that what you do, though? Deal flow?
Yeah, deal flow, due diligence, the whole shebang.
Love it. All right, I'm going to ask Shahar about the whole, let's call it, investment strategy and philosophy and how what kind of checks you write at what stage. So I'm going to bother him about that, but I'm glad we got to see each other even for a second, and this was a nice surprise.
Fantastic.
Actually, I'll be honest with you.
Please be honest.
Before every meeting, I do a couple minutes of due diligence, just who I'm going to meet and whatever. So I was just like checking out the website. I'm like, oh my God, I totally forgot that Yonatan works here. I mean, I knew it like last week, and I totally forgot.
Well, now you know.
So now
you won't forget anymore.
And you happened to be, I took a selfie to show you where I am, and you were like in the office right behind me.
Right behind in the meeting room.
Love it, man. All right, I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to take some stuff off the camera.
Sounds good.
I know you're going to enjoy a meeting when this is on the wall. What? Drone Central. Oh my God, this is so cool. What are these things though? They're not real drones. Like, what is this?
They're like ancient toys.
Holy smokes. I love it. That's awesome. So, you know, the truth is, when I do these interviews, it's always like, you know, I'm trying to keep it limited to somewhat, because people have ADD, right? So like, you know, I usually start to focus on this. With you, I don't even know where to start. I'm telling you, like, you said so many things in the last hour that like, amazing. Let's just start with the fact that you are now a partner at one of the top VCs in Israel, TLV Partners. Before that, you were at Magma, the VC that invested in ways, and you know, you're a name in the VC space in Israel.
Thank you.
And the first time you got to know computers was in the army.
It is.
I mean, that in and of itself, like if any entrepreneur,
Pure
any person,
random luck.
Yeah, but you know, it goes to show that it's never too late.
Absolutely. I mean, army is quite late. I was 18.
And I'm saying, despite the fact that you started so late, you're now a big name in the tech space, and you started when you were 18. So I'm saying, anybody who's watching this, if you have a passion, whatever it is you're passionate about, and you're like, oh, but I'm 21 years old, I can't get into. The guy touched a computer for the first time when he was 18 years old, and now he's investing in deep technology. That is in and of itself crazy. That's just number one. First of all, who are you? What's your name?
So I'm Shahar Tzafrir. I'm 45. I'm a partner in TLV Partners, which is a leading early stage fund out of Tel Aviv. We managed $280 million.
Wow.
And we do seed and early stage investing.
So let's talk about that for one second, because you actually really surprised me. You guys invest really early.
Right.
I mean, you've actually made investments at the idea stage.
Absolutely.
Like literally the idea. They didn't have any product.
Multiple of these investments, yes.
That's amazing. I mean, so
high risk, high reward. You get a bigger piece of the company.
Took the
for
words
your
right out of my mouth. Right, you get amazing deals, but you have to be able to choose them because that's really high risk.
So we're driven by thesis. There are specific areas where we strongly believe in and we're passionate about. The vast majority of our investments are B2B enterprise. Of course, like everyone else, but we've started quite early. We're very passionate about AI, specifically about the interface between AI and people and how AI can augment.
Did you hear today Huawei announced that they're developing AI that has human emotion? I don't know what the heck that means, but that's not scary at all. But I'll tell you one thing.
Terminator emotions.
No, but you know what? Like you remember, the whole scandal with, or not scandal, the rumors around Huawei that they're spying. You know,
Right.
you heard this? The fact that they're building human emotion into AI is not going to help their cause very much. But anyway, just saying that, right? I work with Huawei, full disclosure, I love them, but
Yeah.
I read that news and I couldn't help but laugh. But anyway, okay, so literally I'm trying to like focus this because there's so many things you want to talk about here. Give me just some of the companies over the years that you've invested in, because you threw out some names to me that I was like, wow, like give me some names.
So I've been very fortunate to have made so far 18 investments in my 6-7 years as a VC. So I still consider myself to be not only investing in the early stage, but an early stage VC in terms of career myself.
Okay.
And feedback loop is a topic that is of great interest because previously I've been an entrepreneur in 3 companies.
We're going to get there. That was my next question.
As an entrepreneur, the feedback loop is very quick.
Okay.
As a VC, it's not so quick, so it takes time to calibrate your own decision-making process. But as I mentioned, I was very fortunate to have made quite a lot of investments in my career so far as an investor. And I'm saying fortunate because oftentimes, if not always, the entrepreneurs are the one who choose the VC and not the other way around.
Love it.
And great entrepreneurs, they always have choice and alternative, and you need to, all VCs give the same thing, which is money. So
Right.
you need to have, bring something else in terms of value or character for them to want to work with you. In terms of names, and you wanted to know names, so I'll quickly just mention 2 companies. I love all of them, but
all my babies.
all my babies. But the first 2 that come to mind is ADOC, who do AI for radiology. It's an exceptional team that actually does something that improves human life, and their product augments radiologists. I think they're beyond doubt the most incredible team I have ever met, including all my investments
I
in
have to
terms
interrupt
of
you for 1 second. May I?
Please.
I just want to point out, if you're an entrepreneur watching this, did you just dissect and pay attention to what Shahar said? First, you said the name of the company. Then what did you say? It's a remarkable team.
Yep.
Then what did you say? About human life.
Right.
And then you talked about the technology.
Yep.
Let's do that again. First the team, then the fact that they're making life better, and then how they're doing it.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying. Yes, continue, please.
That's actually a great point, because the narrative of every product, of every movie, of every book, of every startup has to start with the benefit, the value. And for us as investor, it actually starts with the team and the market way before the details of how things are done. In ADOC's specific case, the most phenomenal thing is that not only do they operate in a remarkable market and they are exceptional people and provide a lot of value to patients and doctors, the technology behind their product is like mind-blowing. They are light years ahead of anyone else in terms of their control of AI. And we're not talking about discovering cats in images. We're talking about discovering brain tumors in huge CT scans. So that's one company.
What's the website?
www.adoc.com. AIDOC.com.
AIDOC.com. Beautiful. Next example.
It's a remarkable company. Second example, and I was fortunate to meet them at the seed stage, pre-product, just the 3 founders, and my mind was blown. I fell in love with them the minute I met them. It took me a bit more time to get convinced that I can invest in something that needs FDA, and I had no clue about the domain, so it took me a good couple of weeks to learn, but the team I knew immediately, like, they are going places. The second company that comes to mind is a company called Gesti. 2 identical twins. I met them as soon as they came back from YC. They were the second Israeli company to ever graduate from YC.
Who's the first? What's his name?
So the first one is a company, I met the first one as well, so I made it. I'm not sure, but I haven't invested in the first, so I don't remember who they are. But I made a point to meet companies who got accepted into YC back then.
Right.
Gesti is a phenomenal company. Some details, I mean, with a very, very small seed investment of a couple of $1 million, they've became profitable. They grew their team incredibly quickly. They are now more than 150 employees. They've just closed a very, very significant round that they will talk about. They will announce when they decide to.
Unbelievable.
And just witnessing their growth from 2 people to 150, from 0 revenue and unclear product to, and I can't disclose the numbers, but highly profitable, massive amount of capital.
Love it.
Yeah. So these are two companies.
All right,
that
one
came
more
to
thing,
mind.
and then we're going to wrap it up because I want to talk about it a little more before I have to go. Okay,
Sure.
So one more thing I want to say, and I'm walking on eggshells here. I'm trying to be very diplomatic.
Sure.
One of the biggest frustrations that I have found as an entrepreneur, and I know that a lot of my colleagues feel, is that a lot of times they're out there, spending 4 or 6 months on fundraising, and they're going to these investors that, let's just say, if I'm saying it gently, don't treat them with the most respect.
Yeah.
And then when you look at the investor and what they've done, they haven't even experienced themselves the hardship of being an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So not once, not twice, not 3 times, and all 3 of them successful.
Thank you again. So I started my first startup not even knowing the term startup when I graduated from Amram, and was very fortunate, and it was bootstrapped, and then I had 2 other startups that were VC backed. And in fact, I've learned the most from my second startup, where I've raised money from terrible VCs, really seriously terrible VCs.
Are we allowed to say that on the camera?
Yeah, no concern about saying that. So they're all gone. So the feedback loop for VC is very long, but there's been 20 years, so all these funds are long gone, and for a right reason. And I've learned a lot, both from the experience of them being on my board and from fundraising myself. And I think the 2 most horrible experience I've had is the disappearing act and the slow no. I mean, it's like terrible. So if you're not going to invest, I know I'm not going to invest.
Say no.
Almost immediately, and I say no. I try to say no within the first meeting.
And explain why.
And explain why, with a caveat. I mean, if the no is because I don't like the people, then I can't really say that.
Right.
But there needs to be a certain level of chemistry with the people as well. If it's anything else, I try to give a bit more detail.
All right, one last thing that you said that really had an impact that I liked a lot is you said that your philosophy here, and I said it to you, and I felt it right away when I walked in this office, there's no ego here.
Yep.
But also that you said your philosophy on investment is try to provide value, but at the very least,
do no harm. Absolutely.
Do no harm. Don't get in the way of the entrepreneur. You said it at least 5 times in our meeting. You said the hard workers here are not me. The entrepreneurs.
I do not consider myself to be an executive in the companies we invest in, and I think that many of the decisions they have to take on a daily basis, I'm unqualified to even have an opinion on. However, there are some topics where patterns I've experienced previously can provide some value. Even that I offer with a grain of salt and a lot of caution. These are their companies. And I always tell entrepreneurs I will never veto anything they want to do. If I think the consequence of a terrible decision is going to be detrimental to the company, I'm going to spend a lot of energy trying to convince them why that is the case. But even then, it's there and there's a lot of
Let me just say right now, I love this philosophy. When was the last time you heard a VC talk that way? I love this. I love how you guys operate. I said to Rono many times, I'm going to say to you right now, you got to tell me how I can help you. I'd love to help in any way.
That's very kind of you.
I mean it. Like, first, no question about it. I'm going to be. I already know 4 decks. I'm sending you today.
Thank
but listen,
you.
let me ask you this: if there's an entrepreneur watching right now,
and
he or she wants to send a deck, or wants to, I don't know what your philosophy is on this, but wants to have a cup of coffee.
Sure.
What and if you want to give Yonatan, I don't know if you want to give an email.
My email address, as is Rona's, Eitan's, Yonatan and Brian, is all on our website. Please feel free to reach directly. No question asked. I think there is some confusion even with entrepreneurs, first time or serial entrepreneurs, into the balance of power. And the balance of power is that VCs exist only thanks to entrepreneur doing the hard labor.
I love that.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs need VCs. VCs need entrepreneurs just as much.
Absolutely, even more so.
I always compare it to startups and journalists, right? As a startup, you pitch the press. You're like, oh, thank you for recovering me. And they say, thank you. And you're like, why did they thank you?
It's my job.
It's their job. And if you don't give them a story, they have nothing to write about.
Exactly so.
Anyway, listen, Shahar, it was amazing
Thank you. Thank you so much.
The most rescheduled meeting I think in history.
Absolutely, but we managed to.
It was worth the wait. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm very excited to get you on camera.
It's a rare occasion.
But you're a natural, man. I'm gonna do this more often.
It's just you and me and the camera. I'm a terrible public speaker.
We'll work on it. The bottom line is like this. I'm gonna send you decks. If you want to send them a deck, look up. What's the website again?
It's TLV.Partners.
TLV.Partners. It's simple as that.
Yep.
And we're gonna be in touch. This is a kickoff meeting. We're gonna continue this conversation for a long time. Big fan of your work. Just keep doing what you're doing. And if anything pops into your head,
mine of yours.
Listen, man. If anything pops into your head, anything, that you need help with, you know where to find me.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, man. Next meeting in this insane marathon of meetings today, the Intercontinental, meeting Esther Lowy, who I originally connected with on LinkedIn, and then who asked me to MC an event coming up next month in Tel Aviv, so that's going to be awesome. This woman probably has double the amount of energy that I have, so that should tell you a lot about the nature of this meeting. Also, I love this hotel. Too many meetings today. I could not possibly get them all on camera, but now I'm headed to Urban Place to do my talk on my story of moving to Israel. That will get, or at least partly, on camera. Urban Place is a super cool place in general. Very, very cool co-working space, one of the coolest. And yeah, based on the Eventbrite registrations, there's going to be a lot of people there tonight. So we're starting to talk in 7 minutes. These are the guys, among many others, not many, but several others, who founded this organization called
Olim In Tech.
Olim In Tech. Concept. Lauren, hit me. First of all, who are you?
My name's Lauren, and I'm a data engineer at Facebook.
And you are a regular on the vlog.
I am a regular. This is my second time.
But last time, you were just a cool person. Now you're a Facebook employee.
Yes.
Oh, snap. And who are you?
My name is Ian Mark.
And where did we meet?
Where did we meet?
Yeah.
I was actually on your vlog. This is going to be my third time on your vlog.
No way.
So you went to a company called Safer VPN once, and
Yeah.
you interviewed me there.
Get out of here. I remember that. That's
And
funny.
now you...
That's really funny.
Then we did Parshan Cigars, and you were
Right.
there.
That's really funny. I
Now
didn't
this is the
recognize.
third time.
I didn't recognize you from that first one. That was with Yaron Carney.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
for sure.
Love it. Okay, so Olim In Tech. What is it? Hit me.
We are trying to build these Garrett for Olim.
Garrett, really? Really? You've been in Israel that long? You can't even come up with the word framework?
Framework? Framework, okay. Well, framework. I don't know
Yes.
if it's a framework.
I don't know, but
It's not really
a mechanism.
A mechanism, a community, a system
Okay.
for Olim who are working in technology to have support and social activities to meet each other and build the community stronger.
So when I came to Israel, I was part of an organization called Nesto.
Okay.
No?
No.
New English-speaking teen Olim.
Okay.
Seriously. And by the way, several people who now work in tech were like with me back then, 25 years ago. But that was kind of like where I went to meet other Americans who were like going through the quote-unquote same struggles as me, whatever it is. This is that, but more in tech, right?
Sure.
This is focused on tech.
This is focused on people who are in high tech or want to be in high tech.
You know, in Israel we call it high tech, but in the world it's not.
It's
called
just tech.
Just tech.
Yeah.
I'm being very hard on you guys today. I
That's
apologize.
okay. Maybe Israeli just has better technology than the rest of the world.
There you go. Maybe.
Higher.
What do you mean, maybe?
Okay, we definitely
Okay.
have better technology.
So give me a little background on you. Where are you from?
I'm from New York originally. I made Aliyah about 3 years ago, and in my time here, I've noticed that there are a lot of Olim who I feel are undervalued. They're unemployed by their companies, and it kind of hit a point with me in my heart where I felt like really bad, and then a lot of people are complaining that they can't make it here and they want to go back to Israel or go back home from Israel.
Which I don't buy, by the way, but that's a topic for another time. People say that to me, you have to lower your standards of life, make less money. That's not true. If you're good at what you do and you're willing to work hard, which we'll talk about tonight, I think you can make equally, if not more, but that's just my...
I agree.
I agree with you too, but there are some people who don't feel that way, and
Right, so we got to
It's
prove
hard
them
to get
otherwise.
there. You really have to
Yeah.
work.
Tell me about you a little bit.
I'm originally from Seattle. I studied at the university there, and I worked at a company called Zillow, and then I made Aliyah about 3 years ago. Yeah.
So you came here, so I think you're like the poster child of, you came here, I mean, did you know people here when you got here?
No.
No. You came here, you're American, you're somewhat of an internet sensation.
Thank you.
Is that true?
I tried to be. I'm working on it.
On
yeah.
Instagram, you're a pretty big deal.
Okay. Thank
I'm just
you.
saying.
Thank you.
It's true. I think
Yeah.
I think we can objectively say you're a pretty big deal on Instagram. And
Put my tag here.
what's your tag?
At Lauren__glass.
Joseph, right there. Okay, follow her on Instagram. Anyway, so you came here, didn't know anyone, didn't necessarily have Hebrew, didn't have culture, and now you're working at Facebook. What do you do at Facebook?
I'm a data engineer.
So that's like hardcore stuff. It's pretty awesome. So that's what we're talking about tonight, how you can come to Israel. You don't need the connections. You don't need necessarily the army training or the things that most Israelis go through. And you can actually not just do okay, you can do really well in Israel. That's what I think the message should be tonight. I think we're starting in like 3 minutes, so let's head over there. I really hope it's colder over there than it is over here because it is so hot. Seth Godin came to hear me speak. No, I'm just kidding, but really,
I wouldn't miss it for
like
anything.
seriously, does he not look like Seth Godin? Who are you? What's your name?
Robert Katz.
Robert Katz. This is our second time meeting.
Yes,
Good to see you again, my friend.
Second of many, I hope.
All right, I hope you enjoy my talk. I don't think I'm going to
will.
teach you anything that you don't already know, but I hope you enjoyed anyway.
I'm sure you
For the
will,
humor and
absolutely.
stuff, you know what I'm saying? Who are you?
For the crisps.
So what?
Brian of London. Hello.
Crisps is potato chips. Brian of London. And
No, I don't speak American.
look at this toy, man. Look at this toy, the Mavic Air.
Mavic Air.
Ooh, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
You fold out these ones, and then you fold out this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. You take off the gimbal cover, which is the greatest.
Can I hold it?
You can hold
Look
it.
at how beautiful this thing is. This flies miles. Miles away at like 60 kilometers an hour, right? Like 40 miles an hour.
It's very, very fast.
I would get it in red, by the way. Great
Okay,
color
watch
choice. Love it.
Come on, let's put it down.
You are not flying in here. Bro, you are not flying in here. That is super dangerous. Take this.
Stand back, everyone.
Guys, Brian, do not do this. I don't know why he's doing this. It's a big mistake.
I'm not even
Just let it be known that I said this was a big mistake. Oh my lord. Yeah, so the Mavic Pro doesn't. Oh god. Oh my god.
What are we gonna do?
That was scary, dude. That was very scary. So quiet. Make some noise here, please, tonight. What is happening? Jeez, this isn't school.
Welcome everybody to our event. We're Olim In Tech. For those of you who don't know who we are, we host lots of events like these. Basically, we're a community of Olim who are working in high tech or want to be working in high tech.
Just tech.
Or just tech if you're not from Israel, but in Israel it's high tech. Basically, I want to thank everyone here for coming, because obviously if you're building a community, you can't really have a community if people don't come. So thank you to each and every one of you for coming and to make this even possible. Thank you to Urban Place for providing us the space.
We need some Red Bull in the room tonight. What is happening?
Well,
Natural Red Bull.
well, I'm about to thank GM's Beer for providing us with beer.
And may or may not have had lunch there today. Just saying.
And then our final thank you goes to a man who really does not need any introduction
So
whatsoever.
then don't give me one. How about
And I'm
that?
not even going to give him an introduction. I'm just going to let him come and introduce himself.
All right.
I'm not even going to
Fantastic.
say his name because
Beautiful.
he can introduce himself.
Where's that mic?
All right.
Oh, how was the talk? How was it? Enjoyed? Yeah! What I'm talking about. Thank you. Thank you. I didn't pay them to say that. And on that note, made it home. Today was insane. Thank God tomorrow's a little more chill. I'll be at Prove in Herzliya. See you then.